Hello everyone and welcome to our Tech Tuesday tutorial number 65. Yesterday was Data Privacy Day, so I took the opportunity to delve into the privacy settings of your Google account. So today's Tech Tuesday was originally going to be on account transfer, but as I opened up Google yesterday, I saw this. It's Data Privacy Day. Well, I just can't pass that up now, can I? Say what you will about Google and Big Brother, Google does a fairly good job of being transparent with your data and privacy. Sure, they can do a better job, and yes, some things seem pretty creepy, but some features are worth the privacy loss for some users. You actually have a decent amount of control over what Google collects and uses, and they make it easier than most companies to access your data. You can access your privacy settings in a few ways. First, you can go back in time and click on this link yesterday. Just kidding. No, really, you can click on your profile picture anytime you're logged into any Google service and then go to Google account. Once you get there, you should see an option there to review your privacy settings and get started with the privacy checkup. If you don't see that, you can go directly there via myaccount.google.com/privacycheck. Once you get there, you'll be able to review your privacy settings for various Google features. For each of these, you can click on Learn More, and it further explains what data is collected, how to turn it on and off, on a computer, on Android, on an iPhone, and what is actually saved here. They explain a lot of these. These links take you to a support document that kind of further explains what's collected and how they use it. Under each of these, you will also see an option to manage this service. So if I come over here to web and app activity, I want to manage that. I can come in here and filter by date and product. It does remind me that I'm the only one that can see this data. I can go to item view or bundle view to see this as large groups of data or individual items here. I can even delete activity by a certain date and range or by a topic or product. So if I needed to, I could come over here, filter by a certain product and say, I only want to look at the Google Drive information that you have on this. What have I accessed, when have I accessed it, and things like that. For each of these services, you also have the ability to turn it on or off. My web and app activity is on, but I could come over there and try to turn it off. In this case, I have a G Suite account and the administrator has turned this on. So this is not something I could turn off, but I could do it on my private account. I was able to turn off the location history and all that for my G Suite account. I'm a little nervous, but I am going to show you what it looks like for location history for a personal account. So this is a location history I had for my personal account, and you can then filter by month and date and look at the timeline. This is all based on the location from your phone, and it even spans multiple devices. For example, there's one over here in California, and that was John Wayne Airport, and I thought, wow, when did I go there? Wow, that was, I don't know that. Is someone hacking my account or something like that, which is an interesting way of detecting that. And you can zoom in, by the way, to get more data here. But I'm going to come here and I click on this, and this is actually back in June 9th, 2014. And it even has me there at the Irving Marriott, and then I flew back. Oh, I remember that trip. Yeah, wow. So this is actually kind of interesting because, you know, this lets you actually look back and say, oh yeah, where was I on this day? But it may be something that you don't want to keep. And that's fine. If you don't want to keep it, you can adjust any of this information, or you can turn it off entirely. It is important to know that some of these services like location history are useful for other things. If you don't have location history on, then Google won't be able to work with maps as effectively. Google won't be able to do any kind of location-based stuff as effectively as it could. And sometimes things are just going to be disabled if you disable location. So there are certain things like this that you might want to keep and you might not want to keep. The voice and audio activity, if you're using Google Assistant, or if you're using like Hey Google, or you got a Google Home, that's kind of nice sometimes because it learns over time your voice and your commands and your requests. Well, if you don't have that on, then it's not going to use that to learn with. YouTube search history, sometimes it's nice to be able to go back and find that video that you looked up before. Your YouTube watch history is another one that you might want to keep, just simply because that does help you find the videos that you were looking at before. You can also go in here and manage and share what you do on YouTube. Whether or not you want to keep certain things private, whether or not you want to have activity feed to broadcast what you're doing on YouTube. Maybe you've got a lot of followers and what you watch on that account is important for you to share with other people. Sometimes you don't want to share it at all. Now this is just the YouTube action. If you go to part 3, you can manage your Google Photos, and this determines whether or not you're going to have geolocation on your photos. That's really nice because you can then have it automatically map them onto Google Maps where you took what photo and when. Now again, that data is private to you. It may be something you just don't want to do and you turn that off. Whether or not you're going to group similar faces, it can auto detect people, but in order to do that, it has to collect that data. You can turn that off if you'd like. You can come over here and choose whether or not you want people to be able to connect to you a little easier, what's on your Google profile, and even ads. You can manage your ad settings to help make the ads a bit more relevant to you. You're going to get ads anyways because that's how Google has made their fortune. Now, you do not get as many ads at all in G Suite. I should note that there are no ads in Gmail for G Suite or Drive, but you might find ads on your personal account. And in this case, you may want to turn on personalization. The reason why personalization is useful is because you're not going to get weird ads for things you don't even care about, as opposed to if they do that. So there are some things here that you may want to add. You may want to adjust what books and literature you're into, or whether or not you're into sports, and what your age is, if it's got that wrong, or any number of other things you want to come in there and see. Right, so all of those things will help you go in and adjust your privacy settings so that you feel more comfortable with the data that Google has on you. You have tighter control over what data it is, and you can even delete old data that you don't want Google to have anymore. Guys, this is actually very strong when it comes to some of our digital media companies out there. It's just not that common to see this level of transparency and to have a company that comes out there and says, hey, by the way, today's Data Privacy Day, come on in here and edit what we store for you. And don't make no mistake, with Google as a free service for a lot of things, you are the product, same as Facebook. And so they're coming here and saying, we make money off of ads that are targeted to you and stuff like that, and services that are targeted to you based on your location and all that. But here's a way to turn that off. In a sense, here's a way to deny us revenue out of respect for privacy. So I got to say, you owe it to yourself to spend a little bit of time in your account under privacy. Again, go to your account and then click on that privacy checkup. You can also go over here to data and personalization and security and check those things out. Next week, we're going to try to get to the transfer content section, which is useful for G Suite for education accounts only. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful. And if you did, go ahead and click that like button. Heck, why not support us and click that subscribe option right there on the screen. Leave a comment or an idea for a Tech Tuesday video below. Share this video with your friends, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.